Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's yoga flow is perfect for harnessing the energy of a new moon. So go ahead and find a seat in the center of your mat, and we're going to start by closing our eyes and taking a few deep breaths. Make sure you're fully inhaling and fully exhaling. There's no rush here. New moons are perfect for setting new intentions or having a good refresh on your life or planting new seeds. It's also a really good time to pause and reflect and consider what you really want from this life, what your true desires are, and what truly makes you happy. Go ahead and take one more deep breath, and then we're going to start rolling our head towards the left, making nice big circles, starting to release any tension we feel in our shoulders. And then roll your head to the other side, continuing to take nice deep breaths. Bring it back to center, and then let's roll our shoulders up and back. Again, making nice big circles, being conscious of our breath and grounding ourselves in the present moment. And then roll your shoulders forward. Then take a nice big inhale, reaching your arms towards the sky. Exhale, bring your left arm down and reach your right arm over your side body, stretching out your body to the left. Inhale back to center. Do the same thing on the other side, still keeping your chest nice and high. Inhale back to center, and then we're going to twist towards the left side, keeping your spine nice and tall. Inhale back to center, exhale, twisting towards the other side. Inhale back to center, and then bring those arms down. Go ahead and take your time, but let's meet in tabletop position. So our shoulders are over our wrists, our hips are over our knees. Then we're going to inhale, tilt our tailbone towards the sky, arch our back, bring our gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, tucking our tailbone in, rounding our back, tucking our chest in. Inhale, looking back up towards the sky. Exhale, rounding that back. Do that a few more times. Inhale, arching your back, looking up towards the sky. Exhale, rounding your back, tucking that chin towards your chest. Inhale, arching your back. Exhale, round your back. Bring it back towards neutral position. Then we're going to extend our right leg behind us and our left arm out in front of us as straight as we can, stretching as far as you can, and then bring it back down. Do the same thing on the other side. So we're alternating our leg and our arm. So now your left leg is extended behind you. Your right arm is straight out in front of you, stretching it as far as you can away from your body, and then bringing it down. Do the same thing on the other side, but then we're going to bring our arm back and bring it onto the top of our foot, really pulling that foot towards our body, keeping your chest nice and high, finding your balance. Extend it back out, and then do the same thing on the other side. So extending that arm and your leg, and then bringing your hand back towards the top of your foot, really keeping your chest nice and high, and pushing that foot towards the back of your mat. Release your arm and your foot, and then we're going to go back to tabletop. We'll widen those knees a little bit and take it back into child's pose. Really feel that stretch in your hips, in your back, and your shoulders, and take a nice few deep breaths here as we think about the intention we want to bring into this new lunar cycle. And then going to bring the stretch over to the right side, still in child's pose, but just bringing my hands to the right side of my mat. And then to the left side of my mat, still in child's pose. And then finally back to center. Then on the next inhale, bring it back towards a tabletop. And then we're going to lower our hips and lift our chest and our gaze into upward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath here as you pause and reflect on what intention you want to bring into this lunar cycle. Tuck those toes under, push it up into plank, and then lift those hips into downward facing dog. So we want to extend those arms, keeping our back and spine nice and straight, trying to lower our heels as far as we can towards the mat. You can bend your knees slightly if you need to. We're then going to lower ourselves onto our forearms, still in downward facing dog, into a dolphin pose. Take a nice deep breath here as we're still considering that intention. You can even bring your palms together behind your back if that feels right to you. Then I'm going to go ahead and transition back into downward facing dog. Walk the dog if you need to, alternating bending those legs to stretch out your calves. And then we're going to walk or hop to the front of our mat into a nice forward fold. Take a nice deep breath here. Then we're going to inhale into a halfway lift, keeping your spine nice and long. Exhale back down into forward fold. Inhale, standing all the way up, reaching our hands and our gaze towards the sky, and then stepping towards the side of our mat into star pose. We're then going to slowly lower it all the way down into a wide forward fold, keeping those biceps by your ears. And then we're going to take it to the left side into a side lunge. Keeping your spine nice and long, leaning it into that side stretch. Then we're going to transition into a low lunge, so both palms are on the mat. And then lower your back knee, lift up into a low lunge. Keep your biceps by your ears. We're then going to lean it back. You can put your arms in cactus pose if you'd like. Chest and gaze towards the sky. Arms back up. And then we're going to lower them behind us into a bind behind our back, stretching out our chest and shoulders here. Bring the biceps back up by your ears. Lower your palms onto the floor, back into low lunge. Straighten that front leg and then meet me back again on the side of your mat in a wide forward fold. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Bending that right leg into a side lunge. And then lowering our palms towards the ground, going towards the back of our mat into a low lunge, palms on the floor, back is still straight. Then we'll lower that back knee, go ahead and bring it up, our hands towards our knee, and then finally bringing our biceps by our ears. Leaning into that lunge, and then go ahead and lean it back, your gaze and chest towards the sky. You can even bring your hands into cactus pose. Take a nice deep breath here. And then go ahead and bring a bind behind your back, really opening that chest. One more deep breath as we feel that new energy of the new moon. And then bring those biceps back up by your ears. Slowly lower your palms towards the mat. Straighten that back leg, straighten the front leg, and meet me back into wide forward fold. Inhale, reaching up towards the sky. And then we're going to slowly lower it into goddess pose. So you're bending your legs, keeping your arms in cactus pose. Keep your gaze up towards the sky and try to lower it as far as you can. Breathing into this moment and feeling that power of a fresh start with the new moon energy. Really considering what you want out of this season of life. Go ahead and stand up, reaching your arms towards the sky and then slowly releasing them towards the ground. Meet me in the center of your mat and we're going to do a quick quadricep stretch. So bringing up your right foot behind you, extending your left arm out in front of you as far as you can. Really pushing your hips forward. And then do the same thing on the other side. Finding your balance, finding your breath, finding your presence in this moment. And then release it down. Now go ahead and walk it to the front of your mat. Inhale, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, palms on your mat. Meet me in a plank and then slowly lower it down into chaturanga. It's kind of like a push-up, a reverse push-up. And then we're going to lift our chest and we're going to hold on to the tops of our feet, lifting our chest up into the air in boat pose. So try to lift your chest as high as you can, really leveraging this by pushing your feet towards the back of your mat. Take a nice deep breath here, and then release it back down. Slowly take it back up into tabletop, and then you're going to meet me in a seated position and then with your back on your mat. We're going to do a little hip stretch here as we round out our practice today. We're going to place our left ankle over our right knee and go ahead and lift that right knee towards us, bring it towards our chest into a seated figure 4. Again, releasing any tension in our hips. Breathing into this present moment. Release it and do the same thing on the other side. So now our right ankle is over our left knee, bringing that left knee towards our chest, still having our back on the mat. Release it down, and then go ahead and meet me in traditional Savasana pose. We're going to take these last few moments to really consider that intention we want to bring into this lunar cycle. Like I said, the new moon is the perfect time to set a new intention, to really recenter ourselves, refocus, refresh our energy. So continue breathing into this present moment and letting that intention and that energy fill your entire body. Gift yourself a few moments to really consider what you want out of this life and what you want out of this season. When it feels right, go ahead and sit up and meet me in the center of your mat. I am so grateful that you joined me in today's practice. I will see you in the next Yoga Flow. Namaste.
Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's yoga flow or meditation, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future yoga flows or meditations. Or if you have any ideas for topics you want me to cover in the future, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video. I love every single one of you, and I'm so grateful that you joined me today. See you in the next video.